Welcome into the Convocation Center after a huge win for Ohio University men's basketball, 85-61 over a team that was previously 12-1 in the Mid-American Conference. The Cats wiped the Convocation Center floor with the Akron Zips. Alongside Blake Brody, I'm Grant Burkhart, just trying to reel in after watching that game, which was an absolute stunner here at the Convo. We'll have plenty of highlights, plenty of statistics, plenty of analysis for you. We'll send it into the press conference room as soon as John Gross and DJ Cooper and Nick Kellogg are in there as well. But first, Blake, this was a game that was so hyped coming in. It was green fever night here at the Convo, and the Cats opened it up early, shot the three ball well, and pulled away really early in this game.
Yeah, right from the start, Ohio played with an energy that was apparently just carried over from this good little roller. This is a 4-game winning streak now for the Cats, and they played well from the get-go tonight. Akron ran into a buzzsaw, I guess you could say. Ohio, the crowd was into it. The team was playing great.
Here's some highlights for you. We're going to go straight to them. Early on, opens the game. It's Walter Offit with back-to-back three-pointers. Gave Ohio, at that point, what was a 6-3 lead, but it was a great tone setter for the Cats.
Yeah, Offit has been especially hot for the Cats. 19 points against UNC Asheville, followed up with the career high 23, and tonight, back-to-back three to start the game.
That second one, the shot clock was running down. He threw up a wild shot, and it went in, and it got this crowd into it early on. Later on in the half, Stevie Taylor, in his first minutes of the game, steals the ball and lays it in. It's 17-7, 7 minutes into the game. Ohio did it with defense. They let Akron score 9 points in the first 9 minutes.
Yeah, Stevie Taylor, a spark plug for Ohio as always. That steal was great. Akron answered the next possession with a three ball. They weren't going to die early, but Ohio playing great answered.
Evo Baltic was 3 of 3 in the first half, all from that kind of range. That jumper there made it a 10-point Ohio lead. And then defense on the opposite end, a Reggie Keeley steal leads to a DJ Cooper assist into the corner of Stevie Taylor for a 3.
Bucket.
And Cooper had 6 assists in the first half. Cats at that point up 16 points, and they were fired up.
Yeah, Stevie Taylor, the spark plug, but Akron again, right here, got the rebound. You got to make sure you got a guy on Walsh. He knocks down the 3. Akron was still in it at this point, but Ohio made a run.
15-point game. Walsh had 8 first half points. And then down here at the end of the half, Keeley to TJ Hall, layup, from Offit. It's 44-27, right near the end of the half. You can see about 50 seconds to go in the half there. And then to start the second half, it was a dunk from John Smith right where Ohio left off. And it kept the pressure on Akron.
Man, the Ohio playing great tonight. Little clips from the UNC Asheville game now.
Well, it was pretty much the same kind of rolling for Ohio.
There's a blackout last week. Green fever tonight. Ohio by 24 points. They never let up in this one.
DJ Cooper and Alex Abreu were double technicaled in the second half. It gave Ohio kind of the spark they needed. Akron was on a 5-0 run. And then Cooper and Abreu got teed up. Ohio finishes the game. It was a 24-point win. DJ Cooper, 11 points, 10 assists, for his double-double. Nick Kellogg, 17 points. We're going to send it into the press conference where John Gross, Nick Kellogg, and DJ Cooper are talking about the game right now.
I was just sizing up your cowboy boots there, Help. Yeah. Wanted to see what you,
Looking for
obviously for us, we played really well. I had a couple people ask me, is that as good as you can play? I certainly hope not. We've been really focused on continuing to get better, and that's our mission. We want to play well this time of year. And I thought tonight that we were able to impose our will. I thought we played with a great deal of toughness and togetherness. 22 assists, 30 field goals. We were sharing the ball. Thought we were really efficient offensively, but we knew it would start at the defensive end. I thought we were much better defensively here in Game 2 than we were in Game 1. Our guys really bought into the game plan. We did a good job of affecting the field goal percentage of their 4 and 5s, which we did not do in Game 1. I thought that was key coming in, and I credit our guys for executing the game plan and buying into it. And they did a good job with that. We got contributions from everybody. All the hustle plays I thought were a big difference in the game. The rebounding, the loose balls, charges, all those little things that make a huge difference. I'm proud of our guys for the toughness that they played with and the togetherness that they played with.
Did DJ, what does this feel like to hand one of your bigger conference rivals a loss like this, in the home finale?
It feels good, going into our last 2 games, give us a little bit of momentum and confidence, knowing that we can, beat the number 1, seed and just move on to Kent. It's time to move on to Kent now.
Did you guys get a sense early on it was going to be your night? It didn't seem like they ever, got off the bus, so to speak. You know what I mean? They just didn't have it early. It seemed like you guys took advantage of it.
We really weren't worried about them. We just try to take it, 1 possession at a time and, just worry about us and execute our game plan.
How did you feel about your performance tonight, given how you played against them the first time?
I feel like I played better, way better. I got guys involved, and my guys came in and knocked down shots.
Nick, you guys scored 80 points for the 3rd straight game. First time this.
DJ certainly distributed the ball well. 10 assists for the game, 11 points, 2 steals in 28 minutes. He was 3 of 7 from the field. His distribution of the ball let guys like Walter Offit get involved, especially early on. We're going to send it over right now to where Mark Pierce has Walter Offit on the side of our set right here.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. Here with Walter, and you had 14 points on the night, but probably the 6 biggest points right out of the bag. What happened?
Well, Coach always tells us to start out swinging aggressive, and that's what we did tonight. We knew Akron was coming in with a lot of confidence, winning a lot of games lately, and they wanted to, try to clinch the MAC today, but we didn't let that happen. We played with aggression, and we got the win.
Right, and you guys came out more hyped than maybe we've ever seen in the 16 victories we've had here at home, and the combo was in it. The good attendance tonight. So how'd you guys feed off the energy here?
Well, I gotta get a lot of credit to our fans. They always show great support, and this has been yet another game where the fans came out and we packed the house. I don't know how many we had, maybe about 10,000, but maybe more than that. But I gotta give credit to our fans. They did a great job tonight. Now,
in the first meeting with Akron, it was a tough loss there, but a very close game too. You guys came out and really handled business.
Yeah, the first game, we didn't play to our strengths. Defensively, we didn't play. We fouled too much, and I think tonight we really controlled our fouls for the most part, and they felt uncomfortable for the most part. We hit some shots tonight as well.
And now you got 2 final games, both on the road here in the regular season. So, how do you stay focused? Not lose momentum here.
Well, I think we got to take care of our bodies. Coach is giving us pretty much the day off tomorrow, and we might do a little bit. Maybe some film work, some stretching and weightlifting or whatever. But I think we got to keep our bodies right, and we got to mentally prepare ourselves for Kent State and Miami.
And you guys are setting yourself up perfectly for a MAC tournament around here. Are you guys really thinking about that right now, or are you just focused on Kent State?
It's 1 game at a time, but it's always in the back of your mind. You're thinking ahead a little bit, and that's just human nature, But we're gonna try to take it 1 game at a time. It's a 1-game season, and Kent State just happens to be next, and that's our biggest game right now.
Right, and then after Kent State, you have Miami also on the road, and we'll get your thoughts on the 16 wins here in the Convo. It's the most in school history. What does that mean for you guys as a team?
It's big. Coach Gross did a tremendous job at recruiting. This is really his first time getting his guys in here, and with me and some of the other guys that came with him and recruiting DJ in that class with Evo and Reggie. This is his first real year that he has his guys, so to speak, and so it's paying dividends with a great record.
All right, and that's Walter Offit for you. Walter, thanks for being here with us, man. We appreciate it. And congratulations on the win.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks to Walter and to Mark. Walter scored as Mark said, the 6 biggest points of the game. 2 threes right off the bat. 14 points total for Offit, 2 of 4 from three-point range. Ohio was 9 of 21 from three-point land. Now we're going to send it back into the press conference where Gross, Cooper, and Kellogg are still talking.
I'm just trying to take advantage of things that they're trying to take away from me, which is my three-point shot. So, and fortunate enough to make good plays off the bounce.
Offensively, as a team, is this as well as you guys have played since maybe that stretch? They ended with Miller and Ohio back in the summer. Taking some shots falling together with some coaches.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I think it does start with our togetherness. I think our chemistry has been pretty good lately. And anytime that happens, anytime that's at the root of it, things start to go well for you guys. Like I said, we're running, we're executing at a pretty high level right now. We're communicating, we're rebounding. So I think that's played a huge part in how we played these last couple games.
Let's hear from you, Coach, about the the offensive turnaround we've seen the last 3 weeks or 3 games or 2 weeks. How much of that is guys just finally making some shots in the after the last 1 or 2 weeks?
It's a little bit of both. We've gotten better with our execution in practice. Guys understand what we're running better. It's getting late in the year, and they've gotten more reps. And then we've stepped up and made some plays. You know, sometimes just, you know, I said that before the game. They asked what the key was. I said, you know, I think both teams will play really hard, and a lot of it will come down to who imposes their will on the defensive end and which team's players make plays. And I thought we did a pretty good job in both those areas. You know, but I thought we were really, really efficient tonight. I thought we were able to get the ball in key spots. We had a good blend offensively, a good pace, a good flow to it. And like Nick said, you know, if DJ and Stevie will push the ball like they were pushing it tonight, and we get out and run, it gives us a chance to strike them. And then our half-court execution, when that wasn't there, I thought was pretty good tonight. And a lot of variety of guys contributed to that. You know, we ran different things for different guys tonight, and guys understand what we were looking for in our offense, and we were able to get the ball to key spots to the right people. To these guys' credit, that takes some toughness offensively to do that, and I thought we executed well.
Well, let's talk this week about this game being a huge rivalry, maybe bigger than Ohio-Miami in the basketball sense. And Ohio put the clamps down really early. It started with the three-point shot, but this is a defensive effort that you hold Akron to 32.7% shooting for the game. It starts with defense, but man, that was a drubbing.
That's something that this team has hung their hat on all season long, has been how good they've played on defense, which has been a little bit of a change from years past where they were more of a scoring team. But this year it's been defense, and the first game with Akron back in January, Coach Gross lauded his team's defense. It was just the foul disparity, which was really what turned that game around. Zeke Marshall had all those free throw attempts, and they ended up winning the 5-point game, and they had 20 more points from the foul line. So that was a big deal. Now tonight, Ohio just played great defense, didn't foul as much. Zeke Marshall held to just 4 points tonight. He had 17 the first game. You control Zeke Marshall, you have a chance to beat Akron, and Ohio did such a good job with that. And the kudos go to the big men. 4
points, 6 rebounds on 1 of 6 shooting for Zeke Marshall. As Blake mentioned, he had 17 points in that first matchup. He went to the line 11 times. He was just at the free throw line twice tonight. And a big stat here is that Ohio out-rebounded Akron by 2, 31-29, even though the Zips had 4 more offensive boards. But Ohio really took it at Zeke Marshall early and often. The stat that sticks out here is the points in the paint category. 32 for Ohio, 18 for Akron. Akron wins more often than not from the interior. So for Ohio to dominate the inside is a great sign for Ohio going down the stretch here.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you can beat an elite team in the MAC like Akron is at their own game, that says a lot about this Ohio team, and a lot of something that this team can really build on for fans to get excited about.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio doesn't have that one true big man. You know, you look around the MAC East, you got Zeke Marshall for Akron, Mavunga for Miami, Green for Kent State. The names just keep rolling. Ohio doesn't have that one true threat. They have 4 guys that they rotate in there, and with that depth and each one kind of feeding off each other, that's a positive for Ohio.
And the one thing that's different about Ohio's forwards than maybe say Akron's forwards or Kent State's forwards is that Ohio's can step away from the basket and make shots like we saw Ivo Baltic make tonight. He was 3 of 3 in the first half, all from about 15 feet. It spreads the defense out. You can't guard normal forwards the way you guard Ohio's forwards, and it poses some defensive trouble for Akron.
I think that's why Ohio's been so effective, is because each big guy for Ohio has a different style. Keeley's your banger inside. You know, he gets your and one opportunity. He's not afraid to throw his weight around. Then you got Smith, who's more, defensive threat with his length. He gets a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of around the glass. And then Evo, who can step outside. He has a lot of different post moves. He goes that up and under that he does so well. He can also shoot it from about the perimeter as well. So, a lot of different styles of play for Ohio.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the first half highlights here as well, as you see Walter Offit starts the game off with 2 straight three-pointers. The second one contested as the shot clock was winding down. It really set the tone for Ohio, a team that shot 9 of 21 from three-point range. Stevie Taylor's first minutes of the game were electrifying. You see the freshman steal the ball there, go in for the layup. At that point, it was a 10-point Bobcat lead just 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Stevie Taylor, what more can you say about him?
He's just an energy guy.
He is an energy guy, and at this point of the season, he's not a freshman anymore. He's starting to play like an experienced guard for this team. And when he's in the game and Cooper's on the bench, the offense doesn't really drop off. Stevie Taylor's done such a good job hitting open shots, distributing to open guys, and he also plays defense really well.
Alex Abreu for 3, then Evo Baltic for one of those long twos we talked about, but Ohio did it in transition as well. 16 fast break points for the game to just 6 for Akron. And you see Taylor with another triple there. The freshman had a nice game, 5 points on 2 of 9 shooting, but a lot of his best best plays came in the first half where Ohio put the clamps down.
Yeah, and Ohio, the way they shot the ball the first half, built a nice lead going into the half. And in the second half, huge number, 68% they shot from the field the second half, 15 of 22. I mean, that's incredible. When you can build on a halftime lead like that and you shoot 68%, you're not going to give up that lead. Ohio shot the ball so well. Also 43% just about from three-point range. Remember, this was a team earlier this season that, if you could say, the offense was almost suspect. I mean, they won games with defense. Their outside shooting was cold. It went through a stretch where they were miserable. You get 12% through a 5-game stretch. But you can see now they're starting to round into form. This is 4 straight games where Ohio shot the ball really well. And now going into the last 2 road games, and you got the MAC tournament, Ohio, you can't ask for more. They're playing the best they have all season.
Yeah, let's take a look at the graphic for our MAC tournament standings. If the tournament were to start today, Ohio right now 10-4 in the conference. They drop Akron to 12-2. If Akron would have won tonight, the Zips would have won the regular season crown with 2 games to go. But Ohio finishes off the game tonight, win by 24. It was a wire-to-wire type win for Ohio. Akron never got within, I think, 15 points in the second half. It was just a dominating performance for Ohio. It slots the Cats in that 2 spot in the conference tournament, which, if the season ended today, would give Ohio a bye all the way to the semifinals, which would mean you have to win just 2 games to get to the NCAA tournament for the second time in 4 years under head coach John Gross. Right now, Buffalo is your 3 seed, Kent State is the 4, Eastern Michigan the 5, Bowling Green the 6, and then teams go down from there. But it's so important for Ohio to get those byes into the MAC tournament. And maybe a week or 2 ago, there was a question whether Ohio was going to even find themselves in the top 4 when the season ended. But after a bunch of wins in a row, 3 in conference play in a row, this is a team that's really cemented itself among the top 2 or 3 in the conference.
Yeah, and it all goes back to that BG game last week where the season could have gone either way. They were tied for 4th. Ohio could have dropped that one, fallen into a 5th place with kind of the mediocrity, 5 through 12, or they beat Bowling Green, which they did. They got into the 4th spot. Then a huge win on the road at Buffalo, maybe their best win this season since it came on the road where they've struggled. Now all of a sudden they're playing really well. They're all alone in that 2 spot. And hey, do I dare say it, Akron with a 2-game lead, 2 to play with their remaining games, on the road to Kent State, also a home game with Buffalo, which is also, besides Ohio, the only team that's beat them. So if Ohio can take care of business, win the following 2, you never know. If Akron stubs their toe a couple more times, we're looking at a share of the league crown.
2 games remain for Ohio, on the road at Kent State Wednesday, on the road at Miami on Friday evening from Oxford. That's it for our post-game shows for the regular season. Hopefully we're taking this on the road to Cleveland. Stay tuned to WOUB.org/sports for more information. Plenty of Bobcat news and info on that site. So for Blake Brody and the rest of the Bobcat Sports Showcase crew, and for WOUB, I'm Grant Burkhart. Thanks for watching. Cats win by 24. Have a good night.